Today we're going to concentrate on tulip stitch, which is the decorative little independent stitch dotted around on this folded leaf. And you'll see that I've used a slightly paler colour on one half than on the lower half. So I'm going to demonstrate on the lower half so that you can see it more clearly. So if you could come right in, and then we're just going to show you that there are dots printed on the fabric, and that's just really a guide to where the lower part of the stitch will land. So if you take your thread up about 1/4 inch above the dot, and then pull it quite firmly with your wool hand, and then just take your needle down exactly the same hole. And the lovely thing about crewel work is that you can actually see where you came up, and then use this hand to just hold the loop down, and then I come up on the top side of the dot that's drawn on, and then bring that through the loop. Now, so that your loop sits well on the linen and doesn't twist, I just take my needle into the loop and just feed that down. So it's a bit like using a laying tool, but you don't really need a laying tool. You just need your needle, and then just hold that in place and then tuck that down. So it's a little couch over the lower end of the loop. Now the little leaves are created by coming up in a sort of northeasterly direction and then passing your needle through under that couching stitch smoothly like that, and just pull that towards you so you don't distort the shape, and then pop down the second leaf on the northwest direction, and then don't pull that too hard, otherwise it'll squiggle around. So I'll just do that again. Come up above the dot that's drawn on, and then take your needle down in the same hole. And can you see, if I pull that quite firmly, I can just actually see the hole I've come up in. Then take your needle down, hold the loop on the surface of your work, and then pop your needle up at the top of the printed dot. Now, when you've got to this stage, just take your needle and hold the loop and just pull that loop towards you, and at the same time pull the working end of the thread and just place the loop down. Then couch it to keep it in place, and you end up with that lovely circular shape. Come up one side, pass your needle under the wool, and then take it down on the other side. Now there is a way of doing this which makes it much easier, and it's sort of cheat's way of doing it really. Bring your needle up, take your needle down through the same hole, come up at the top of the little dot like you did before, and then feed that down and couch. And then move on to the next one. Up, down in the same hole, up at the top of the little dot, feed the loop down with your needle and couch. Now you could create all of these in the same way and then go back and put the leaves in, which the observant of you will have noticed that I have not put any leaves in yet. And that is because, that's not such a good one, that's because I was chatting. I'm just going to take that one back. I don't normally really pull out much in crewel work, but just sometimes you just know that what you're doing is not going to sit well. So rather than persevering, I've taken that back. Now pop that in, and let's make a slightly more generous shape and use that needle, which I had neglected to do. And can you see the difference when you just guide it down slowly? Right, and then you go back to the ones that you've worked before. So come up at the northeast corner, pass your needle through the loop, and then down. And that's much easier than doing it in one go like I did before, and it makes for a much neater shape because you're not distorting the loop and the couch as much. So I hope you enjoy doing that, and that is a lovely independent stitch for you to continue with.